Yeah, woo! I don't know why. I'm not really that excited per se because it's just For Honor. Okay, my relationship with For Honor is kind of weird. It's cool, but I play like every other day whenever the orders refill because I just like playing the game. I don't really play online because I refuse to pay for PlayStation Plus, and I'm like, fuck it, who cares? Like, I just don't like it, right? Which is why I'll never subscribe to a streaming service. I just don't like the idea of that. It just feels very predatory. I just hate having to do recurring. Like, my bank taking my money is enough, all right? I do my taxes. Get off my ass. I'm not doing this shit, right? It's not that important, right? So, I still like playing For Honor. I think the reason I like it more is because I'm not playing with humans. Because I feel like if I did, I'd probably lose my fucking mind. Because I've heard of the For Honor community, and yeah, they sound like a rowdy bunch. Okay, it would not. You basically would not have fun, and I'm here to just chill and relax and play. Usually when I play For Honor, I just have a podcast in the back or some YouTube video, and I just like some president ranking, fucking what kind of ribs they like or some shit, right? I just want to be relaxed, even though the AI, but they're easy to read because when you play the game long enough, you know exactly what the AI is gonna do, right? Anyways, what am I talking about? Hatun, the new hero. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Hatun literally translates to woman, doesn't it? I watched this Turkish serial once, and they're like, Hatun this, Hatun that. So I think that her name is Woman. She's literally called Woman. Hey, who are you playing as? Woman. I'm playing as
women.
Yeah, I did see her because I actually just recently, like an hour ago, played For Honor, finished the orders. Played as Ezio, my boy. I did not know it was her the second I saw her, and I will get to that in a little bit, but I thought it was Peacekeeper, a new skin for it, maybe because she had the two swords, but then I realized, okay, no, there are two swords, Peacekeeper has a dagger and a sword, so it's a big difference. Also, I realized she was taller than Peacekeeper. That's not possible, but then again, it could be a skin, but then I thought, hey, are you going to give a male skin to Peacekeeper? You could do that because it already happened before, because Ezio, he's on top of Peacekeeper in more ways than one, if you know what I'm talking about. It's Ezio we're talking about. He's on top of every girl. Your girl, everyone's girl. I don't have a girl, so I'm not worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure Hatun literally translates to woman in some language. Now, I know, like I said, Turkish, because it is a Turkish word, Hatun. It literally means woman in Turkish. That much I can guarantee, right? But I would not be surprised if that's also what you call them in the Mongolian language, because once again, Genghis Khan, when he went on this huge crazy conquest and like killed like what, 3% of the world? 10%. I think it's more than that. He killed a lot of people and obviously conquered, and obviously he reproduced. That's why if you look at a lot of like Turkish people nowadays, especially, they have these very Asian-esque eyes and characteristics. And yeah, 100%, like a lot of dudes nowadays have that Genghis Khan DNA in them, because bro just could not stop laying pipe. You know what I'm saying? He was living that life, wasn't he, bro? Kicking ass, taking names, and your wife or daughter or mother. You know, he does not discriminate. He will bang your entire family, okay? Which is why we have this situation in the world right now. So yeah, definitely throughout the course of his conquest, obviously, when he colonized people and this and that and taking over their villages, I'm sure the cultures must have seeped in together, which is why there's a lot of similarities between Turkish culture and Mongolian culture, because once again, they were at war at some point. And obviously, the Turks, they got with the Mongols and vice versa. Yeah, and they had children, and yeah, that's how this happened right now. Yeah, especially when I first saw it, I thought, number one, I thought it was an Arabian hero. A little off, because I thought, then my mind went to Turkish hero. It can't be a Turkish hero, because we actually haven't had a Turkish hero yet. We have an Arab hero in Afira. Technically, she's Arab, but we haven't had an actual Turkish Ottoman warrior. I think that would be cool, right? I feel like since we're doing this entire thing, might as well hit every single country. Get like a warrior from every single country. That'd be cool. Because what else are we gonna do, right? For Honor is going on for like a long time now. You keep on releasing heroes, you might as well, at this point, we're going to hit every single culture, every single warrior in every single culture, right? And I thought, when I first saw the swords, I thought they were like maybe scimitars, so I thought maybe that this was like an Arab hero, but when I got closer look, yeah, it's not a scimitar, there's two swords of Mongolian origin, perhaps, right? Did not know it was a woman, which is problematic because I mean, I have a problem with that in gaming, and when I saw she was a woman, I was kind of underwhelmed, because I'm like, you know what, it's kind of like the same situation with, like, okay, I remember I was playing it, I had Hatun on the screen, and my sister walked in, and then she's like, oh, and I told her, hey, look, this is a Mongolian warrior, and then she's like, oh yeah, he's cool. I'm like, oh, it's actually a she, and she's like, what, that's a she? I had no idea. That shouldn't be happening. And obviously, but I'm not really surprised. It's Ubisoft. They're woke, and it is a Canadian company, and Canada is pretty gay. I should know. I live in it. I haven't been to the Toronto Pride events ever. I don't think I ever will, because it's just a sausage fest. I'm sorry, but if your emancipation means walking around the town naked, then you can keep your emancipation. Anybody want to say that? Once again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. You want to be gay, you want to be lesbian, you want to be a fucking dog. I don't care what the hell you want to be. Keep it to yourself. Like, people just need to mind their own business. I swear to God. It's not my business. I don't need to see your schlong walking around. You know, like, I don't need to say that, right? I'm glad I live in Toronto, because I live in like a kind of like a town away from Toronto, but it's still pretty close to it. It's like 20 minutes away. But I'm glad I don't live in Toronto, because I don't have to see that shit. Okay, please don't. Right? And there's a reason why people are getting fed up with this whole LGBTQ bullshit, because I mean, they just can't keep it themselves. They got to make it everyone's business. Like vegans, they got to make it everyone's business. Shut the fuck up. You want to be gay? You suck dick. You take dick. I don't give a shit. You do that in your own time. I don't need to fucking hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just bullshit. That's why this whole LGBTQ thing needs to stop, bro. It's getting out of hand, right? It's affecting the kids. You gotta keep the kids out of it. Like, we're adults. We can talk about this, right? I can endure this shit. I can endure seeing your fucking loaf hanging around, but keep the kids out of it. They got nothing to do with it. That's when I really get pissed. Like, okay, the kids. What do the kids do? Those are innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Borderline satanic. But what am I even talking about? I'm talking about gay shit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the character designs for women in this game. Not just in this game, but like in most. Okay, it makes sense because it's a Western company, Ubisoft. For any company from America or Canada, you would expect the female characters to look like this. And it's not like I don't play as female characters. I play as Valkyrie, I play as Nobushi, I play as Shaman, I play as Peacekeeper. I actually played as Peacekeeper because I originally only played as her because of Ezio. When I saw the skin was coming out, I'm like, I have to play as a guy now. I have to play as Peacekeeper. I will learn the moveset because this is my boy. It's the GOAT. He's coming. He's gracing us with his presence. But then I realized, okay, the Peacekeeper, she actually has some good customization, especially when you get the maskless version. She actually looks kind of pretty. Like, she's pretty. Once again, you don't have to wear a bikini in order to look attractive. Do some game companies do that? Yeah, but you don't always have to show your curves. Obviously, you can't see shit. All these women are covered. There's no fan service in this game whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? But I still play as Peacekeeper and Shaman and female Gladiator and female Raider and Valkyrie. Once again, like, these are all traditionally not attractive women, but I still play them because I still think their designs are cool, and you can at least tell they are women. I need to look at a character and be like, okay, this is a woman, this is a man. But of course, it makes sense why the Western companies wouldn't do this, because they don't know what a woman is. They don't know what a man is. Men are acting like women. Women are acting like men. It's all upside down land, basically, what I'm trying to say. And I'm not a fan of it, right? And then you wonder why people playing Marvel Rivals and all these Eastern games from China and Japan. You wonder why people are playing like Stellar Blade. You wonder why people are doing this, because they're sick of it, man. Like, you are woke and confused. Good for you. Keep the games out of it, right? I asked for a simple thing. I just want to see this character, and I can tell, boom, instantly that's a woman. But it makes sense why they would have the confusion, because they themselves are confused. They don't know what the hell they are, right? And they brought it into the games. Like, okay, I go to games. I go to play games and movies because I want an escape from my reality. I don't need my reality in the game too, okay? Like, if I'm playing Doom, I'm going to hell. Can I go to hell right now? No, I cannot. Do some of you guys want me to? Probably, right? But that's the whole point of playing a video game. It's fictional. It's an escape from my reality. But if I'm going to play a game, which is supposed to be an escape, and I'm still enduring the same bullshit that I see in today's day and age, why bother playing the game? I still play For Honor, not because, once again, you mostly always have an option to play as a dude, and if you play as a dude, the customization is always going to go hard, because they do a good job with that, at least. But you see, the problem with diversity in especially history is history isn't very diverse, especially when it comes to warriors. Like, 99% of warriors in history have always been men. 99% of soldiers in war have always been men, and 99% of people who die in war have been men, right? I mean, men die first, and then the civilians die, right? That's what happens. You have the first frontal assault, the wall. Those are the men, those are the soldiers. They die, and then the city gets raided, and then the children and women get harmed, right? But who are the number one people who suffer in war? It's men, in the most brutal ways too, you know? So when you bring in like female characters, especially based off of history, it's kind of stupid and falsifying of history. Now, did female warriors exist in history? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure the Viking culture was the most accepting of women in history in the warrior roles, right? There were earls, and there were shield maidens and valkyries. That existed. Nothing wrong with that. But once again, the women in the army had their place. The men in the army had their place, right? Like, how many women would actually go raiding? Barely. But then you got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, That's all I'm gonna say. So that's why, like, in For Honor, I'm almost always gonna gravitate towards the male character because, I mean, not only is that historically accurate, but it just has better designs. Like, why? Well, once again, I said it before in my previous video. Why would I want to play as a woman trying to be a man when I can just play as a man, right? And I'm not asking for a peacekeeper in a thong. I'm just saying, bro, make it so that when I look at this character, I can tell 100% this is a woman and this is a man. Right? It's not that fucking hard. I don't know why these people do this, but once again, I don't blame them because they're confused in the head. So, you know, enough rant about this bullshit. I'm done with it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, but you know what? Trump, with what he's doing, which is a completely different topic, but let me just go into it a little bit, might be the start of something new. Might be the beginning of the end for this whole bullshit that's been going on, that we've been living in for the past couple of years, right? Maybe he could bring some sense back into the world. It's starting to happen. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not gonna wear MAGA hat anytime soon, but bro's got a point. Okay, it was either him or liberal. Obviously, I'm not gonna pick liberal. Am I fucking stupid? No. Okay. Oh, shit, I've been ranting on for a long time now. It's just that this shit matters to me, man. Okay, because I live in the goddamn world, more or less. Because mostly I'm just living in my room, but I hear about shit and I hear about how this is gonna affect the future, and that is problematic because I'm gonna be in the future, right? At some point, unless if I can't buy a car or some shit, but you know, whatever. Fuck it. Anyways. Like, what I'm trying to say is that you made a female Mongolian hero. What if I wanted him to be a man? And I'm guessing there is no customization option because her name literally means woman. So you're not going to play as a character called woman, but be a man, right? It's just not going to work out. I don't think so. That's the same thing I felt when Pirate dropped. I thought Pirate, oh my god, sweet Pirate. I'm going to play as a pirate. Pirates are cool. But then I realized, like, she's basically just like, her customization is so bad. I mean, it literally looks like a dyke. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I'm supposed to play as that? No, thank you. Right? So I haven't touched Pirate ever since. Right? Like, okay, what a fucking missed opportunity for Pirate. Like, okay, who's the most iconic pirate you can think about? Top of your head. Blackbeard. Boom. Blackbeard. Can women grow beards? Yes, they can. But should they? No, they should not. Okay? Yeah, that'd be very bad. Okay? But wow, we could have had like a nice, hearty Cervantes ass pirate. I want a pirate that looks like Cervantes, right? Even though it kind of looks like a stripper. But what I'm trying to say is just a badass pirate with a hearty laugh and a huge beard. Was that too much to ask? I know you're going to say, oh yeah, but she's based off of a Chinese. I get that. But you see how this is an issue, right? You pick the one female Chinese pirate in history and just focus it on her. Put her in the spotlight. What about the male? Like, just give us the option. Just give us the option to play as a male. Simple as that. It's not that fucking hard. Here's a perfect example. Actually, I was playing Soul Calibur 5 the other day because I got that game literally only because of Ezio, Auditore da Firenze. He's a guest character in that game. That's the only reason I play Soul Calibur, because of Ezio. But I played as Ezio. I crushed everything. I'm like, oh, I'm so good. His moveset is so good. I think I mastered him. Right? Great. So now I'm like, let me try the other characters. I played Ivy. Obviously, she's like the poster child of the franchise. I'm pretty sure. Like, you can't think of Soul Calibur without thinking about Ivy because she's the GOAT, right? And once again, look at her design. She's revered because of her design. It's not just because she's hot, but once the design is good, that brings in the people, right? That brings in interest, and then you can, put the seeds of like, oh, the lore and how good is she on the tier list, right? Like, for example, Viola. I was going around the roster looking for another character to play because I was kind of used to playing Ezio. I wanted to try something new, right? So I saw Viola. I saw her design first of all. I'm like, oh, she looks pretty interesting. She got like this mystical vibe. She got like this orb thing, kind of like Minot from Street Fighter. And of course she's hot. So I'm like, that's probably the number one thing I saw. Oh yeah, shit. Oh yeah, she looks good. But then I went into the training mode. I checked out her moves. She's really cool. She's really viable. I like her moveset. I like her playstyle. I like how she's doing this, her animation and stuff like that. And of course, the entire while she's doing this, she is hot. Number one. Okay. But once again, that's the most important thing. Looking visually appealing. And I'm pretty sure, ladies, you wouldn't want to play as a guy who's a freaking weakling, would you? Right? If you want to play as a dude, you want him to be attractive as well, right? I don't see what the issue is here. We can all do this, right? And you can have attractive men in video games too. You're allowed to do that, right? Like, for example, the best example of that is, say, Street Fighter 6 or even Street Fighter 5, right? You have hot-ass characters in females, Cammy, Chun-Li, insert a jury, anyone, right? Everyone. Even the muscly one, Marissa, even that one kind of turns me on, okay? But then again, on the flip side, you also have attractive men, right? Street Fighter 5, I remember specifically, they gave us the hot Ryu outfit. Even guys call it hot. I'm straight and I'm calling him hot because he yeah. Okay? Yeah. I mean, that is hot Ryu, right? You got Chun-Li in her battle outfit, but then you also have hot Ryu. So once again, that is a perfect balance. And then you have, oh, Urian in a fucking thong, right? That's called balance, right? The ladies can have it, so can the guys, right? So that way it's not sexy at all because it's balanced, as all things should be. On top of that, like in Street Fighter 6, they gave redesigns to all the characters. Chun-Li got a redesign, Ryu got a redesign, Cammy got a redesign, completely different than her usual leotard that she was wearing for the longest time. But you know what they also fucking did? They also gave you the choice, once again, emphasis on choice, to use the old outfits. Ryu got his old outfit, Chun-Li got her old outfit, and so did Cammy. You see what I'm trying to say? You can make new additions. You can evolve the character in a certain way, right? Like the biggest one being Cammy. She looks so different than her regular leotard. But once again, the creators respected us enough to actually give us a choice to choose the OG costumes. And why wouldn't you? She's been wearing it for the longest time. That's synonymous to her. Does she look absolutely cheeked up? Absolutely. Yes, she does look ridiculous in that. I know. I remember playing Street Fighter 4 once as a kid. I'm like, oh shit. I could never use Cammy around the house because I knew that the second they're gonna go close up on those cheeks, I'm gonna be in trouble. Like, hey, what are you fucking watching? What are you doing? I knew that, right? But once again, that's the freedom that you should have. But you know, the gaming companies, they'll compare that to like Mortal Kombat nowadays. Yeah, ripping women apart, limb from limb, and tearing their skin off and ripping out their innards. That's fine. But God forbid we get some midriff. Oh my goodness, that's the real crime right there, right? Not ripping her fucking head off, right? And putting on a pike. No, that's not wrong. Her showing some skin, that's an issue, because they don't give a shit about legacy, right? Because they don't care about you. Because NetherRealm is a Western company, and of course they are woke and gay. What do you think, right? And in Mortal Kombat especially, it's unfair because like there's so many characters, male characters who are like half naked. Kano, Johnny Cage, Shao Kahn, Kotal Kahn. A lot of guys get sexualized. They can be like half naked, but the women aren't. Something to think about. Okay, something to really fucking think about. I mean, the literal vampire lady in Scarlet, who gets power by soaking blood. You'd assume that she would probably need more skin contact, right? So she can, you know, ingest the blood easier. But no, she looks like this. You know, like it's... Once again, I didn't say put her in a bikini. I didn't say bandage Melina from MK9. That's a little too much. Even by my standards, that's a little too much, right? But give us a little something, man. God damn it. Like Melina's MK9 outfit is considered too much by people. But once again, it shows so much about herself, her character development and shit. Like once again, Melina is insecure about her face because it looks like, I mean, it looks like that. I don't know how, I mean, how would that even work? I mean, if she, I can't, I have to put it in the back. I need okra. Apparently to get okra. Yeah, I can't put it in the back. I can't put it in her mouth. I gotta put it in the back because I mean, like, if I put it in the mouth, I may not get it back, is what I'm trying to say. But she's insecure about her face. Rightfully so, because it looks like that. So what she does to do that is to distract people by, you know, with her body, right? And that's, once again, that shows so much about her character, right? See how that made sense? See how that worked in her favor? She got your attention with the outfit, which is exactly what she would do because it's so pertaining to her character. You see how that works out? Huh? Now I give a shit about Melina. Now I give a shit about Melina. Now I give a shit about her story and her lore because once again, now I think she's an interesting character. But in order for her to do that, she had to look interesting, not just like some generic person. She had to look interesting and extra because once again, this is a fucking fictional video game, you know, where people's limbs go flying all over the fucking place, you know. And I'm not afraid to say that Melina is best girl. She's my favorite female fighter in Mortal Kombat. That's not going to change. I think she represents Mortal Kombat so well because she's got the beauty, but also the beast, which is something you can totally say about Mortal Kombat, right? Because of the brutality in it, right? And she is that incarnate. She is Mortal Kombat incarnate. Think about it, right? Basically, what I'm saying is attractive men and attractive women, right? Why can't we just have that, right? So I played as Viola the entire time, and then I realized that, oh my god, she's actually top 3. She's actually like one of the best characters in the game. She's like S tier or some shit. So see how it all started with her design, bringing me in. If she was like an ugly fat slob, and I'm like, why the fuck would I play as that, right? Think about it. Why would I play as that, right? Her design had to be enticing in order for me to be like, you know what, I'm more interested. And once she got me in with her design, then I became more interested in like her lore, you know, her tier list placement, you know. But it all started with a good design. If it weren't for her design, I wouldn't give a shit about Viola, right? And it's simple. Humans are simple creatures. We like looking at good stuff, right? So if you don't give us that, then we won't give a shit, right? Simple as that. So yeah, Hot Tune's great and all, whatever. I'm gonna unlock her anyways because I've done that for every single hero, including Afira, including Pirate. Even though I'm never gonna play as them, like ever, it's good. Whatever. I have to do it. I feel like it's my job or some shit. A new hero's out. I have to unlock it, even if I'm not gonna play as it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see what she looks like gameplay wise. Okay. Could have been a he. Would have been a lot cooler. But because once again, like, if you're looking at the real world too, like, why would I want a female soldier when I could have a male soldier? Never forget about the female bodyguard who was trying to protect Trump, but she was shorter than him. Was she protecting his ankles? What are we doing here? You see how the whole diversity DEI thing, it really just comes back to to bite you back in the ass. It makes no logical sense, right? Why would I have a female firefighter or a female cop when a man can do the job like 5 times better? It makes no fucking sense, right? And that's when diversity becomes dangerous. Okay, like, okay, if I'm a guy and have to choose someone to be my bodyguard, unless if the female warrior is extremely competent and like she has shown that she's better than every man in the room, I'm picking her obviously. But that barely ever happens, right? Because if you look at the army nowadays, even the army, the requirement for women to get in is a lot less than men. They legit lower the requirements for women just so they can get in. What's the point of that? Why are we settling for less, basically? You know, letting women in the army is settling for less. Because you can just pick another man and they would be just better than in everything. It's so confusing to me, but you know what? Fuck all of this. Would it be better to have a Mongolian man character for once? Sure, right? But let's just see it. I don't know. You know what gave me away that she was Mongolian? The hat. That was very Mongolian. Yeah, I could tell you, oh, that's Mongolian right there. On my screen right now, my wallpaper is Lara Croft, the greatest example of one of the greatest female characters in video games of all time. Okay, and it wasn't that hard. Okay, she's not wearing booty shorts anymore, right? Even now, even in today's day and age, Lara Croft, she looks amazing because they didn't make her ugly. They didn't downgrade her, basically. Right? They gave her, okay, she's covering up more skin now. Once again, skin was never the issue. I'm not saying every woman should be in a bikini. I'm not saying that. But just be attractive. You can do that without being naked. I know that. Right? Just have good designs. Right? That's why in For Honors, some of these characters do have good designs. But some of them, they're indistinguishable from men. Like, the whole idea of making a female character in a video game is to be different than a man. But the reason I'm not a huge fan of like these characters is because they're just trying to be men. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it, right? You could literally replace her name with man. Oh, this is Mongolian man, and it'd be the exact same fucking thing. What did she do that was at all pertaining to a woman? You know what? You want to know why? Because women are barely on the battlefield. They're barely there, right? It's not that women didn't exist. I'm pretty sure, even in the Mongolian times, they would take children and they would train them in archery. Keyword archery, meaning they're far away from danger and they can snipe people, right? And as a matter of fact, that's actually the main reason why the Mongolians were so feared, because there were horseback archers, right? If you check their backs, they're absolutely jacked, right? Because it actually that shit, the drawstring of the bow, it's like heavy as shit because you got to turn it back and then you gotta let it go, right? And that shit, it's funny enough, you assume that, you know, someone holding a sword is super strong, but swords aren't even that heavy compared to the force it takes to pull down a bow. Yeah, like swords, they aren't that heavy compared to the force it takes to pull back a bow, you know. So yeah, that's why they were super jacked. And I would assume that obviously, of course, there were women archers, but in the, like on the field, I don't fucking think so. Once again, history just backs it up. It just never fucking happened. That's why when you see like female warriors and stuff, it feels so unnatural and organic because it never fucking happened. And you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. What are you gonna do about it? I mean, I'm not surprised. At this point, I've become accustomed to it. Them doing this whole bullshit. It's fucking whatever. Who gives a shit? Honestly, I don't care anymore. Am I hyped for this character? No. I'm not as hyped as I was for Ocelotl. See, once again, that guy was cool, right? Medjai was fucking cool. It's not my fault that it just makes more sense if it's a dude. It's not my fault. Do you want more representation for women in video games? Great, but give them their own shit. Lara Croft made her own shit. No one can dispute the fact that she's a GOAT, right? Same thing with Bayonetta. She has her own trilogy. She's the GOAT, right? Because once again, she made her experience and her adventure so personal to her, right? That was so Bayonetta. Only Bayonetta could do that. Only a woman could do that shit, right? I just don't know why the West is so afraid of attractive women. Why are they so scared of this? Now, I know this game is probably the wrong game to talk about, For Honor, because you're really talking about like historical battlefields and shit like that, and most of the gear in this game is pretty historically accurate for the most part, right? So obviously in true history, you would not have like, you know, bikini armor. I'm not saying add that, but also then again, in true history, there were no female warriors. Well, I mean, that's kind of a stretch. There weren't that many female warriors, especially barely on the battlefield. Most of the like foot soldiers on the field fighting in those giant wars that would clash like this were not women. Okay, sorry to break it to you. I know if that hurts you or something, but it just never happened. And if it did happen, it happened very rarely, like barely, right? Even in the cultures that allowed it, like the Viking culture, that would rarely ever happen. Like women never went raiding, you know what I'm saying? And even like one girl named Helga who would go there, and she's like an absolute beast. Once again, I'm not saying women can't do this shit, but how many of them do? Right? If there's a woman who can beat like any man, that's great. Like that's Wonder Woman, right? She's still a go because once again, she's like basically a fucking demigod, right? I'm okay with that. Because once again, and at the end of the day, Wonder Woman doesn't look like a dude. She looks like a woman because it's Wonder Woman. See what I'm talking about? How it's not that hard. It's not that fucking hard to make a good female character, right? But she has to be female first and foremost. She has to be a woman, okay? Otherwise, it's just not making any sense, right? Wow, this became less about Hatun and more about just talking about the female representation in video games nowadays. Should I just change the title then? Should I just call it that? The state of female representation in video games. Should I just call it that? Honestly, at this point, I might as well call it, because at the end of the day, my main problem with all of this is that it does not look like a woman. Like once again, if you saw that from first expressions, if you saw that, you're like, oh, this has to be a dude, and that's what I felt before I even knew Hatun's name. The Hatun, that gave it away, because I'm a cultured individual. I knew that, okay, Hatun means woman in Turkish. It means woman in Turkish, right? So once again, if you are not an intellectual individual, you will have no idea that that is a woman. Just looking at it, right? Once again, never said she needs to wear bikini armor, okay? She just needs to look like a woman. Once again, even in this game, I'm not going to quote any other game. Even in this game, I play as women. The muscle mommies in Female Raider and Valkyrie, I totally fucks with them because I think, once again, different size, but still kind of hot. That kind of turns me on. It's not about turning me on, it's just a good design. And then we have the shorter girls too, the shorter baddies in Peacekeeper and Shaman. Why the fuck not? Once again, so I have been playing as women even in this game. And obviously this game does not sexualize women at all. It's very realistic, so to say, right? But when it comes to characters like Hatun, if it weren't for her name, I would not know that was a woman, right? I would not know. There's no way of actually knowing that's a woman, you know? And if you want to talk about like one of the most powerful women in history, like one of the most on all of history, Cleopatra. You know, she wasn't even that attractive. By today's standards, she would be considered mid, right? But even back in the day, she wasn't like super, like, I know nowadays we call her a goddess and we think she's super pretty, but that's just mostly AI and our imagination. But judging by both the time she was from and today's standards, she was pretty mid. But she had so much feminine energy and she knew how to fucking use it that she managed to bag not just Julius Caesar, but also Mark Antony, right? And she became, once again, one of the most powerful women in all of history, right? She never lifted a sword, okay? She didn't do anything. She didn't have to fucking fight for it because she knew how to be a woman. Like, you'd be surprised the amount of things women can get away with. But that's the thing. Nowadays, women don't focus on, you know, on that aspect of their femininity. They're casting their femininity aside and like, let's just be women. Let's just be men, right? Because that's when you get like these freaking lesbo firefighters and these freaking gay army people. What do you think is going to happen in the country if you do this shit? Realistically, what do you think is going to happen? Right? Like I remember I heard the freaking firefighter go, she said, when you want a firefighter to come to your house, you want them to look like you. No. If I'm burning in my fucking house, if my house is burning down and I'm stuck under some rubble, I want some guy looking like Kratos. Okay? I want some 10-foot guy, 300-pound dude to come and lift that shit off my fucking chest. Right? That's what I want. Right? How are they going to carry the axe to break the door down? How are they going to kick the door down? How are they going to carry your deadweight ass? Right, because maybe you passed out because of the fumes, right? How are they going to carry your deadweight ass out of the door? Not only are you dying, but so is a firefighter. And you know, I feel like we should touch on intergalactic heretic prophet on a little bit. I'm going to make its own dedicated video about the fall of Naughty Dog because I feel like it needs to be studied how Naughty Dog fell off that hard, right? But I mean, just look at that. What the fuck? Okay, at that point, like, see what I'm trying to say? Why not just make it a bald dude? We've had a ton of them in gaming. Just make it a bald dude. Why bother making, like, that's what I don't get from you people, man. Why bother making the distinction? Why must you pervert nature in such a way? Although one of the good things about this whole bullshit, the bullshit they're peddling, is that we can easily just opt out. They make a movie that's woke, just don't watch it. They make a game that's woke, just don't play it. Simple as that, right? It's a lot less harder to deal with it in real life. That's why it's okay if it's in video games and movies, because we can just not buy it, not watch it, right? Simple as that, right? God knows I am playing this game, right? I played the original Jak and Dax games. I mean, I intend to play them. I haven't played those. I have them in my library. The all 4 Uncharted games and then Last of Us 1. I have all these games And Last of Us 2 is basically when it started. And then now we have Intergalactic Heretic Prophet. What is the point? Why is the West so insistent on pushing this narrative? Why? Why must they do this? Why can't you just let it be? But I get it. I understand why, because once again, they themselves are so confused. They themselves, if you ask them, hey, what is a woman? They can't tell you. I shit you not. Like, people, official people, they don't know. Like, they don't know what the definition of a woman is. It's insane how we're living in this clown world that, you know, if it was on the lower level, it makes sense. But no, people in suits and ties, sitting there, standing there in court, they cannot fucking define what a woman is. What kind of world are we living in now? These are the people I'm supposed to take seriously, by the way, who can't even define a basic what a woman is. Oh, it's if you feel like a woman, it's whoever feels. Bro, no. It does not matter what you feel. All that matters is what is. Factual, science, reality, physics, bitch. Right? You gotta get away from this bullshit, man, because it's ridiculous. There's no way you can find me defending this, because it's just so retarded, so stupid. It makes absolutely no sense what these people think about. It makes no sense whatsoever, right? Once again, you want to be trans or whatever the fuck, you want to chop your dick off or whatever the hell you want to do it on your own time. Stop forcing it on the rest of the world. We don't want to see that shit, okay? And the kids have nothing to do with this, okay? And look, just because of that one thing, we saw a teaser trailer, a reveal for whatever the fuck this game is. People are not gonna play this game. It's not gonna sell. It's gonna be another flop. They're making games for a very small group of people. I mean, how many gay people are actually gamers, right? That's a very small percentage versus the 90% of people who are like who are like mostly straight men. Women play it too, straight women, but majority of them are straight men, and straight men don't want to play the fucking game. They don't want to play games that look like that. What the shit? And then you wonder why games like Space Marine 2 and Helldivers 2 and Marvel Rivals is booming, because they give people what they want. They give strong masculine men who actually look like men. Oh, I look at it from a distance. Oh, that's a man right there. That's a man. Not just any man. It's a 7-foot tall brick of a man who's mowing down motherfuckers with a goddamn railgun. You know what I'm saying? Something like Marvel Rivals is blasting on the scene, completely blew Overwatch out of the water because it's giving the players what they want. The sooner gaming companies understand this, it shouldn't be that hard, honestly. The sooner they understand that, hey, the people who we're selling this to, let's give them what they want instead of giving them what we want. I mean, what we're told to give, right? I know the people on the top, they're telling you to do this. You're doing it you're doing all this shit. You're pushing all this narrative and this agenda to look good in their eyes, right? I understand this, so they can fund your shit, right? But at the end of the day, the power is always in the players. Okay, we have the power. We can just not fucking buy this thing. So a lot of these games are coming from companies that aren't in the West, and they're popular. That shows that that's what people want, right? So I feel like the companies are soon gonna have to wise up, because if they don't, they'll have to go bankrupt, like so many Western companies already have, because they've gone woke and they've gone broke. So you know what? I'm gonna end this on a high note, okay? I see great things in the future. I believe, mark my words, we're gonna go through a gaming renaissance when this whole woke bullshit is left out, and then people will go back to making actually good games. Not trying to push an agenda or some other bullshit like that. Just make a good game, right? Because then you can make a good character, not force off of anything, not any external factor. Just making a good game, just making a good character, right? I feel like it's gonna happen, because once again, there's only so many hits the gaming industry can take before it goes down. We do not want another gaming crash, okay? But it's gonna happen, because if they keep making bullshit games like this with woke agendas and propaganda and all that bullshit, no one's gonna buy it, and it shows, because people playing Marvel Rivals and other games from the East, games not from America, right? Because they're sick of all this woke shit. We don't want it, and our wallets have said that, okay? If you have any thoughts, I'm sure you do, because I said a lot of nasty shit about women and representation in video games and just history in general, right? But I'm a stand on business, because I mean it. Right? Like, you think I just saying this off at the top, like I don't think about it the entire fucking day? Hey, in that video I'm gonna say this, and that. Of course I fucking do, dude. Come on. So I'm going to defend it. You have any ideas or some shit you want to say, go ahead, fucking say it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, anyways, so that was the state of female in video games, apparently. That's it. I'm out, and bye.